Hey, welcome back to Bandwagon fans. This is Jeff,
Jason, how you doing?
and tonight we're going to be here for a while because we have a lot to talk about. So first off, we're going to be talking. Last week we weren't able to record, so just some stuff going on in my life. So tonight we're going to be going over Mandalorian episode or chapter 14. We're going to talk Mandalorian chapter 15, and then we're going to talk everything everything we care about that happened at the Disney Investor Day. A lot of big news coming out of Disney. But first, we're gonna catch up on some old business. Mandalorian chapter 14, the tragedy. So this was. Let me get right mouse here. So this was the episode where Boba Fett. After how long has Boba Fett been a character? 40 years.
79 was the mail-away figure in the animated. So the animated special, actually, Christmas, 78.
41 years, and Boba Fett finally did something cool.
Oh. But even in the special edition, you didn't like the way he was macking before he died?
It was funny.
A lot of people like those added scenes. It was
I thought
it gave some added character to him.
I was thinking the holiday special.
Oh, well, no, the holiday special, that's the best part,
Yeah.
obviously, though, you know.
So anyway, Mando has to take Grogu. Is that his name, Grogu? Yeah.
Yes, Grogu.
Has to take Grogu to the Jedi planet temple thing to talk, to commune with the spirits of the Jedi, and hopefully a Jedi will show up.
Yeah, there's rumors abound as to who that Jedi is going to be now.
Rumors abound, but in terms of what happened in the episode, little Yoda baby meditates on this rock and gets caught in a force field while he's meditating that's protecting him, but keeps Mando from.
Okay, yeah, they go to the planet. It looks like Stonehenge.
Yeah. So you said Stonehenge. To me, it looks just like one of the. It looks like one of the standing stones from Elder Scrolls from Skyrim.
Okay.
So, anyways, and then first thing we see is Slave One approaching, and of course we know who that is.
Yeah, he doesn't know if it's friend or foe yet.
Right, he doesn't know, and it turns out to be Boba Fett.
It's Boba Fett and the gal in season 1.
Fennec. Fennec Shand.
Yeah.
Shand. So they have a little fight for a little while, and then
well, he wants his armor.
Yeah, Boba Fett wants his armor back, and then they make friends.
Yeah, he takes off his backpack, so I guess it's kind of like a mano-a-mano standoff. Yeah. And then she comes up from behind and, makes the comment, something about like, you think you've seen a ghost or something like back from the dead.
Yeah.
And she has a life debt because she reveals he with some those cybernetics, like what they did with Luke's hand.
Yeah.
He kind of reconstructed her, and now she's owed, has a debt to him. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but they make friends, agree to kind of, Boba Fett will get the armor if he helps Mando and the kid.
Right.
And then
the Imperial ships land with all these stormtroopers, and they're
wave after wave of stormtroopers.
Yeah, it was kind of like World War Z with the zombies, right?
Yeah. Like, I don't know how they fit that many stormtroopers in those little ships.
Yeah, clown cars, I guess. Yeah. Maybe they curled up like the battle droids in episode 1.
They were stacked up like corn.
Right, And I think those ships were in Rebels.
I'm not sure.
Maybe they made an appearance in Rebels. I mean, I don't think they were in any of the movies. But
correct me if I'm wrong, but what was in Rebels was the Dark Troopers.
No, Rebels, I believe, had Dark Troopers. I know the comic books did, for sure, and I think the novels. But
and at the end,
that comes from Dark Empire initially, I think, the Dark Troopers. Yeah.
But at the end, the Dark Troopers arrive.
And they have jetpacks.
Yeah. And they fly.
Yeah.
Which leads into stormtroopers flying
anyway, like the standoff between him and Boba Fett ended because he got distracted, so he went back up for Grogu. So we don't know what happens to Boba Fett, and then they start coming up and he gets outnumbered. Then all of a sudden Boba Fett comes with it's you don't see it, you see it, it's off camera where I guess he goes to the ship, gets his armor, and his reappearance he has the armor on.
Yeah. And then the Razor Crest gets blown up.
Yeah, now the thing about that's really funny, being a toy collector, is like the latest HasLab project was the Razor Crest, $350. You have to commit to it for a year, like pre-order it. And like right when that thing ended, like the week after that, like the episode, and the ship blows up, and now everybody's like, "Oh, we just invested 350," but he's probably gonna go just get another Razor Crest.
Right.
I'm sure there's more of those. So I don't know. It's kind of funny though.
Yeah. So with the Razor Crest blowing up, that's when Boba Fett went to go back to Slave One because they knew they were going to need some air cover. The Dark Troopers come in and they end up taking Grogu.
But now there is the scene now before he goes back to the Slave One where he just is badass. He's just kicking butt. You finally see the knee rockets that were never displayed on camera before. But I mean, you knew he had them if you knew, the diagrams or whatever the books or whatever. But yeah, I thought that whole scene was really fun.
Yeah,
where he's handling things.
So that in a nutshell is what happened. Grogu gets taken. Now, how much did this show mean to you? How much did this episode mean to you, lifelong diehard Boba Fett fan?
I liked it a lot. I watched it a couple of times the same day, so it was exciting. The thing about it is I'm interested in knowing what they're going to do with the character as far as his own show, because I think this character could definitely have a good show. The way he is, just kind of like a wanderer, kind of like nomad, but with all these badass kung fu. He could be like, you could make a kung fu. You're making the one show with Mandalorian that's kind of like Lone Wolf and Cub. You can totally do kung fu with Boba Fett. He could be the dude that goes around doing odd jobs and stuff. After Mandalorian's all done, because maybe Mandalorian will just stay with Grogu and he'll just be Grogu's dad.
Yeah.
But no, anyway, I loved it a lot. I thought it was great. Now, I think going forward, they're keeping this look. He's not going back to just full on traditional Boba Fett outfit with the pants and all of that. But I think it's great. I think it's good. I think it's great that they have an actor established with the prequels that they could go back like this with this guy. And it makes perfect sense. It's kind of like, Ian McDiarmid.
Tamira Morrison.
Tamira Morrison, it reminds me of the Emperor. How back when they did Jedi, he was like in his 30s, and then going forward, he was older, and they were able to use him in the prequels as the age he was before he became Palpatine. Right. This kind of worked out the same way, to where like they introduced Jango and the clones, and now they get to use the same actor, and he's the age he should be, appropriate, and it works out good. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. So. I mean, Boba Fett. Everybody agrees. Boba Fett has always looked cool. It is. Well,
it was that generation. If you were born between like 1970, I'll give it 72, to like 1980, Boba Fett was just that man in black type of thing. Yeah. He was the mysterious guy that just went in and handled business, no nonsense. He was kind of the macho a lot of guys aspired to. When you're a kid, you're drawn to certain mystiques. Yeah.
That helmet, that mask, that look.
Yeah, I mean the designer. I think it was Ralph McQuarrie that did all the images for that, but I don't know how much the costume designers had in it. But originally he was supposed to be all white. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. So
almost as iconic as Darth Vader himself.
I would think so. Yeah. And even if you go in and you track down sales, like what's the bigger like merchandiser, it might even be Boba Fett over Vader or anybody else.
But if you look at what was actually presented on screen, Boba Fett never really did much of anything. Like George Lucas had this amazing character, but really didn't do much.
No, that's a total example of the fans creating the mystique. George had no intentions of continuing with that character in any capacity. Yeah. But even by Jedi, the action figure sales were phenomenal. Yeah. So he just at that time, he did not see anything going forward, I don't think. And even that renewal thing he did with Kenner in the early 90s probably came in between Jedi and that at a time where he like reassessed things. I think immediately after Jedi, I do buy that he was so burned out he just didn't want to go forward with anything. Right. So he probably had no intentions, and then Boba Fett just didn't go away. Yeah. Even in the dark period between, 1986 and 1994, before the figures came back out. We'll go 94. there was still any kind of Star Wars merchandise you saw was a lot of it was Boba Fett because he just sold on anything.
But now you actually see Boba Fett on screen being the badass.
Yeah, sure. I mean, now also the thing is if you were an EU fan and you read a lot of those stories that have been written since Jedi came out, of course they made him into that kind of character. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So that was the crack I made at the beginning. You finally saw him doing something.
Sure, no, it's great. Like I said, the rockets, the hand to hand, it was awesome.
We heard, because there's the lines in Empire Strikes Back which established the mystique of Boba Fett.
Yeah, I mean he was raised by bounty hunters.
No more disintegrations or no disintegrations. We implying that Boba Fett had been working with Darth Vader for years, but we never saw it, and now we actually get to see Boba Fett doing something, and that was really cool. That fulfilled a lifelong dream for a lot of people. And then Grogu gets taken.
Yeah, we had to see that coming. You had to do something, otherwise it was just going to be planet to planet doing odd jobs.
Yeah, and that's absolutely true.
And actually, the next episode's kind of like that too. But anyway, concluding with this episode. Okay, so yeah, Slave 1 goes up. And the thing about this episode, and I was doing this the whole episode, okay? This episode, the one thing about this being a Boba Fett fan and loving the character and having him come back just... and again, I'll speak about episode 8. I had my other character come back the way I didn't want him to. But this particular one, I was almost convinced. There was a little second of me that was convinced, especially the scene where he was going up to this ship in his Slave 1, that I'm like, oh, they're killing him. Oh, they're killing him. Oh, Disney, you suck. Oh, you brought him back just to kill him.
Disney's not going to kill that guy.
No, but you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that big ship's just going to go... Oh, he sacrificed himself. But no, it didn't happen. But I gotta be
John Favreau and Dave Filoni are not doing that.
But you know what I mean? Just a part of me for a split was I was like, oh, they're killing him.
If
oh, they're gonna,
oh my. Oh, I mean,
can you imagine though, right?
He's been dead before.
No, they'll use the time traveling thing.
He's the Loki.
They'll use the world
Wars.
Between worlds and they'll bring him back. They'll do a lot of stuff with that. So.
All right, so rumors. Right, you mentioned earlier the rumors of who the Jedi might be.
Well, now I'm thinking now there's one rumor that Mace Windu survived.
Right.
And that he totally just landed on his feet after that. Hey, he's Mace Windu. He's badass. So, and the other rumor that a lot of people really aren't talking about unless like they've watched Rebels is it's Ezra. And Ezra, Rebels ended with Ahsoka, and I think who else went with her? Did Sabine go with her? Well, anyway, it ended with them searching for Ezra. So anyway, another rumor. What's another rumor?
Well, I thought you were going to say Sebastian Stan is Luke.
Oh well, no, we can get into that. I was just saying as to what Jedi heard Grogu.
Right.
And is coming now. It could be Luke, but Sebastian Stan is rumored to be Luke.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a given. I mean, I showed you that comparison picture.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, from what Mark sounds like in recent interviews, he's pretty burned out. I think he just wants to do voice acting.
Oh, Mark Hamill is not going to come back as Luke anytime.
Yeah. So it's I think people I think it's a given Luke's going to be in this.
So
going forward.
So certain things make sense, certain things don't. The idea of doing a show or another movie that bridges the gap between Return and Force Awakens and has recast Luke Skywalker as Sebastian Stan. Yeah. That makes sense. And there's a lot of stories there that I would want to see.
A lot of fans want to see the Mara Jade thing too.
Yeah.
I mean, how they're going to write. Again, we can, once we start talking about the new shows coming up, we can get more into like how they're going to present this going forward, but I don't know. Yeah. There's another big rumor going around about this, about the last movies that have been made and how there probably won't be a future for those movies anymore.
Well, that's not a rumor. They're not continuing those characters any. If they do, it'd be 10 years.
I got a Ahsoka logo. A lot of people are talking about it. But, if you again, it was introduced in Rebels. But anyway, on with the next chapter, because that's about it for that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Grogu's gone, and they're looking. But
so chapter 15. This is
no,
the believer.
that is it actually. Yeah.
This is the believer. So this one now, Grogu's been taken, and we find out just how committed Mando is to getting Grogu, to caring for Grogu and getting him back.
Oh yeah. Okay, so this episode, it starts out with him going back to the planet again for Cara Dune's help.
Right.
Asking her if she can bail out Bill Burr. Because he needs his expertise. Bill Burr used to be an Imperial officer, so he knows a lot of the access codes and how to get in to get some information as to the whereabouts of Grogu.
So that was actually the end of the last episode.
Okay.
When he went to go see.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. Well, there you go then.
Yeah.
Okay. So I knew there was something we forgot. So there we go. Okay. So. Oh yeah, and it did establish that Cara rejoined the she was a marshal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she was a rebel marshal.
All right.
Which we're probably going to talk about later when we go over Investor Day.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this episode starts out with them. Bill Burr's on the planet. He's got a prison droid. Like, I thought the prison droid was really funny. No, get going 1, 2, 3. Like he's anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cara Dune comes there, and the droid releases Bill Burr.
It was a real Rambo 3 opening.
It was,
That's the first thing I thought. It reminded me of a junkyard Afghanistan.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bill Burr's character is Mayfeld.
Okay, so Cara Dune gets him, and they go to the Slave One, and Boba Fett and Boba Fett's companion, I forget her name again.
Fennec.
Okay, Fennec. Boba Fett and Fennec first come out, and then he's like, "Oh, I've seen someone that looks like that before." And then Mando follows, and they reconnect. He tells him that he needs his help, that the child's been taken, Grogu, and it seems like the Grogu has the effect on everybody. Like once they know the child's involved, it's for the child. They're like, oh, they totally change the demeanor. It's like we got to do it. We got to do the child. But anyway, that's cool. But yeah, so they all get in the Slave One, and then they're off to this planet that this Imperial base is on that Bill Burr knew the whereabouts. That was kind of a hidden one.
I have no idea what the planet was called.
Okay.
There's too many.
Okay. So anyway, they land on this planet and you can see it's one of those planets that's kind of been repressed. Is that the word? They got. They're kind of like they're there like kind of moving in on these people's turf.
Oh yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So they hijack they hijack one of these Imperial 18-wheelers that has vibranium or what
vibranium.
What am I saying? Vibranium. That's funny.
Right.
Yeah, it might as well. Let's just merge them together.
It had some rare explosive metal,
highly sensitive explosives.
Thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm willing to bet if we looked it up, it would be similar to what was in Solo.
Oh, okay. I didn't see Solo.
Probably.
So, okay.
But anyways, and then some valuable commodity, and then pirates.
So yeah. Anyway, we get the whole hijacking scene with all these like little. They weren't like Tatooine skiffs, but they were some kind of air skiffs that the race of characters I forget now. They look like kind of the Jedi Master Shakti. I think it's his race. But anyway, they have like the horns down here.
Yeah.
But yeah, a bunch of those pirates trying to blow up the explosives so they can't use them because like I said, the people on this planet don't want them there, obviously.
Yeah, and it was all right. So this scene was a little hokey to me because it just dragged on and on. And
for a 35-minute episode, yeah. I mean, they really needed to expand this just to make it an episode.
Why there was 8 different ships of pirates, but they only attacked one at a time. What the F is going on?
To show off the skills,
But it
was like a train robbery scene, like old classic train robbery scene where the guy is doing one at a time.
It is, and it was done. It was basically the same scene that was done in Solo.
The hijacking. I didn't see it. I know the scene you're talking about, but
he fought off 2 ships, then 3 ships, then 2 more show up, and it's like.
Well, I mean, he used the detonators though to blow up the ship. So how he used the detonators, I thought was really,
Yeah.
Anyway,
all I'm saying is. attack in force. Don't hold your reserves back. That's stupid.
Well, I mean, they kind of think that way. These Star Wars group grunts, they kind of all have stormtrooper mentality,
Like,
you know.
hey, we could get 100 stormtroopers and all fire at once, or we could send one stormtrooper at a time and miss everybody.
Go for help, go.
Anyways, and then they and they're dressed up as Imperial troopers.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
get into the mine fortress.
I guess those are Imperial Mine Troopers would be the name of those troopers.
And then and now they're
well, but they get a whole like standing ovation because like, you know, normally the thing that's like not, it's kind of implied if you know Star Wars, Imperial troopers don't really risk that much. They're not that trained, or they're not that well. I mean, they wouldn't
invested.
Like
So,
that wouldn't have been like successful if it was regular Imperial troopers. They would have won those pirates probably.
So in reality, all the stormtroopers were applauding and saluting. They were actually saying, "Screw you, Dan. You just made us look bad."
Oh, no one offered to buy him a beer though, so you might have a point.
No, that's not true.
Oh yeah.
So then they end up so the whole thing is they have to.
Eventually, okay.
They have to get to a terminal to find out where Moff Gideon's ship is. And it turns out that this terminal is in the officers' mess area, and then one of the I almost said Nazi, one of the Imperial officers.
I know this actor too. I just didn't look his name up, but he's been in things. I know who this actor is. He's very familiar. But anyway, yeah, Bill's character again, Mayfeld. Yeah. Mayfeld goes in there and he recognizes a superior officer, so he's like, I don't want to get recognized. I don't know what I should do. You got to show your face at this scanner in order to get the information you want.
So Mando agrees to it. Goes up there.
Din Djarin is his name.
Oh.
I know it now. I have it memorized.
And he does. He takes off his helmet so that the face scanner can register him, and then I keep wanting to say Nazi because it's such an obvious.
But what I love about this too, okay, and I don't know if anybody's really talked about it, is this Imperial Nazi, right? This Imperial, the officer, this has got to be the first one from the South. This has got to be the first Confederate Imperial officer, because he was Southern. He's like, hey, yeah. This actor was like, he has a Southern accent. They're all like British. Yeah. This has got to be the first time a non-British Imperial like I
didn't notice it. I think you
didn't notice that, huh? Oh, yeah. I definitely noticed it because I always it's like the whole empire across the board is British, for some reason. Yeah. So yeah, this actor, he has a Southern accent,
Yeah, and then so they talk and the
well he asked them about their time, right? Like I think he said that. Did he say it?
Well, he was getting ready. He was getting ready to bust Mando out as.
That's right. Then Bill comes up and saves him.
Yeah, Mayfeld comes up, and then that's when the officer invites him to have a drink.
Yeah, he wants to hear some stories.
And this is when we find out that Mayfeld had history with this particular officer.
Did we mention he took off the helmet?
So Mando took off his helmet, so we see Pablo Pascal.
Well, that should have made Pablo happy. I wonder if this was pre or post argument.
I honestly think the whole argument thing is BS.
Okay.
I think. Okay. Well, we can talk about that. We can talk about that.
So anyway, they're sitting there at the table, and Bill brings up all these memories he has that have just kind of scarred him for life because he's seen friends die for no reason whatsoever. Yeah. Right. So
Mayfeld starts shooting the place up.
Well, yeah, he shoots him first off like Han Solo style from the cantina. Like he definitely shoots first and last. Yeah. But yeah.
So the big takeaway from this is now Mayfeld's is a redeemed character. He's now legitimately one of the good guys going forward.
Yeah, because there's also when they're getting out, and of course Cara Dune and the other gal are up there sniping. They're being their save, and I guess Bill does something after he gets into the Slave One where he takes the rifle and he sharpshoots one of the trucks with the detonators. Yeah. And blows up the whole base, and kind of Kara sees that and sees this change. She sees who he is. Yeah,
and now he's free. At the end, the episode ends with him walking off.
They do kind of a playful thing. It's like, so what am I going to do now? And there's like, I think Mayfeld, he didn't make it, did he? They're kind of going back and forth, not acknowledging him. And he's like, all right, so yeah.
Am I free to go? That was
Yep.
funny.
And then he just goes like that.
And then Boba Fett does the second coolest thing in his career when he takes out the 2 TIE fighters by dropping that bomb between them.
Yeah, the went wrong. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So this episode,
also I want to point out this episode for the first time gave you what it looked like inside Slave One. How like it rotates with the ship.
Yeah.
I loved that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
You never saw that before.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So we were talking about chapter 14 earlier. That was directed by Robert Rodriguez.
I liked that too, and that has me interested in if there's any further projects with him going forward.
Yeah.
I would love that.
I'm a big almost fan. Becoming with these Marvel shows in particular, or not the Marvel because we haven't seen any yet, but with these Disney shows, it's almost a prestige thing for a director to come in and do.
You know what, and that going forward, that's probably a good thing because these different styles, if you're going to have the show kind of have different, episodes or different, you need different directors coming in with their style.
And it's really cool. So it's really cool because you can kind of pick out how things are directed differently, but overall everything looks like it's still the same. It doesn't look like it's, different shows.
Yeah.
Now this episode was directed by Rick Famuyiwa.
Okay. I don't know what he's directed.
So he actually did two of the episodes in season 1.
Okay.
And he's directed some other things, but he did 2 episodes in season 1, including the Bill Burr episode before.
Oh, okay. So familiar too.
And another thing that they're kind of establishing is that certain directors, the episode with Ahsoka.
Or like Bo-Katan and
Dave Filoni came in and directed that episode.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Sure, that's right.
Now Rick Famuyiwa, he's directed the 2 episodes with Mayfeld.
Now Taika Waititi, he did one, didn't he?
He directed 1 episode.
So I wonder if his have more humor in them. I didn't notice really for comparison.
Probably.
Huh? Yeah, that'd be
Probably.
Mm-hmm. And then
there was a lot more humor in season 1.
And then Ron Howard's daughter, did she do
Bryce
any
Dallas Howard?
Did she did any this season? Or?
She did something this season.
Okay,
or one of the first episodes.
All right.
One of the first 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So it is really cool seeing these different episodes. Seeing the different directors do these different episodes.
Yeah, I think is this over Christmas Day? Is there 2 more episodes left?
There's 1 more episode left.
Oh, okay, so
and then we got to figure out what we're going to do for a couple weeks before WandaVision starts up, which we're going to be talking about here in a couple minutes. In a few minutes.
I didn't watch the trailer for that yet.
Oh, you're going to.
Okay.
I've got it queued up and ready to go.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
So I guess that's all that needs to be set up to this point about Mandalorian?
Let's go back to this whole thing with Pablo Pascal.
Okay.
So I'm not sure who. I think it was Grace Randolph that really broke this story, and she I don't know if she actually broke it, but she hinted at it, and then I think somebody else actually broke it, and then she confirmed it. If I remember right, I might be wrong in those details. But I'm looking at all this and I don't buy it. Pablo Pascal, he's been in every episode. He had to have known what was coming in the story, so he knew that the revealing of his face was going to become a big plot point.
Yeah, I guess they said that the real whole heart of the argument started when he noticed when Bo-Katan and all them came in and took off their helmets, and it does kind of sound.
But
I don't know, but did you hear that it really kind of heated up with that?
But I don't know why anything. I don't think anything ever heated up. I think this is all just Hollywood.
Just keep interest. Just keep talks.
I think somebody had an axe to grind.
Okay.
Because I cannot see an actor of Pablo Pascal's stature.
And also too, going forward, it might be something interesting. I don't know if he would care so much about it. As a fan, I would care about them coming up with interesting ways that he has to take off his helmet, like they did with this.
Right.
And like the first time where he had to get repaired. IG-11, yeah.
So I mean, Grace Randolph, I watch her stuff. I watch her videos 10 times a week.
Okay.
I have a ton of respect for her, but I think somebody just had an axe to grind. I don't buy that there was any tension behind the scenes on this.
Yeah. Well, I think even if you don't see his face, I think he plays the part good. He has great mannerisms.
Yeah. And there's also we were talking a lot about the beginning of the beginning of the season, that there was a lot of YouTubers. Yeah, there was a lot of YouTubers talking about how the season isn't doing well, the numbers are down.
Oh, really?
All of that. Well, you were mentioning that. You're mentioning how everybody was talking about viewership.
Well, I was
down.
mentioning how, like, the YouTube views were down. Yeah, I didn't know how the ratings were, though.
But nobody knows. That's the thing. Disney doesn't release ratings.
Oh,
Just like
okay.
Netflix.
Okay.
They don't release actual ratings. They just release when they do their investors day, when their notice of investors, how much money is being made. But they're not releasing ratings like a movie would.
All right.
So the point being, and again, I've watched Grace Randolph. She's one of the most respected movie personalities on YouTube. But there is a whole cottage industry of people that are driving viewership to their channels, and I'm not saying she is, but there are a lot of people out there that just drive viewership to their channels by, we call it clickbait, by just throwing out random rumors, by trying to say there's problems out there, by trying to find things wrong with things, and just take all of that nonsense with a grain of salt. And I don't.
Well, I think, especially with all these announcements, I think all those rumors about how The Mandalorian was just going to become a Star Wars series and focus on different characters, I think that's out the door now. With all these, they're going to focus on these characters with their own shows.
Right, but I think
so. Yeah, again, but that gives more credence to your argument there. We're like, it's all just hearsay.
Yeah, they definitely, like, you don't have to be a Hollywood insider to recognize when characters are being introduced just for spinoffs.
Yeah,
like, it was pretty clear. Like, it's pretty clear that they're using this as an Iron Man 2 to launch other things.
It's a MCU all over again with Star Wars. They wanted a Star Wars universe, and now they're on the right track for that. I mean, however the episode 7, 8, and 9 is with fans, it's I think where they're going now, I think this is definitely the start of a universe that is going to be all connected in some way, but yet all their own kind of story. Yeah.
So, with that being, anything else about Mandalorian?
No.
Anything else we're missing or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. So we are going to start getting into the big news, and I'm going to switch some things up here. So I'm going to cut over to...
And it's the Pixar stuff you want to talk about, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about a bunch of stuff. But I'm going to pull up, this is the D23 website that I'm going to go ahead and show. And we're just going to kind of go through some of this stuff. So this is D23. This is pretty much everything that was addressed, that was brought up during the Disney Investor Day, and I think this was this past Thursday. It was pretty sure it was Thursday. Star, I don't want to talk about this. So Star is like an international streaming service.
Oh boy.
All right, so here's some like core Disney shows.
Beauty and the Beast, Disney. Is this a live action or an animated show?
This looks like it's live action.
Josh Gad. Now he was the voice in Frozen of the Snowman, so this might be animated, right?
I'm not sure.
Let's see, reimagine. Oh, Swiss Family Robinson reimagining.
Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Really? Did that do well? Percy Jackson? It had a couple movies, didn't it?
The first
one? Mighty Ducks. Yeah, they ain't going to give up on the Mighty Ducks. But then again, Emilio Estevez is coming back for it? Now that is hilarious. All right. I thought he's like Rick Moranis. He kind of like disappeared.
Yeah.
Turner and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch, Big Shot.
They own Turner and Hooch now because
this
Fox,
is all. So if you know how Disney Plus is organized, it's got the different tiles, and like this is going to be more like
these are series.
These are the classic Disney properties aimed at kids.
Oh my God, the Turner and Hooch show. There was a show in the '90s that was like a season, and it was a talking dog and a cop. And it was based on Turner and Hooch. It was inspired from the movie. It was God, what was the series name? Oh man. Oh, anyway, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about.
I vaguely remember the show. Sorry,
No, it's okay.
I'm doing double duties.
It's pretty obscure, I think.
I'm doing double duties on a technical side here.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure as you're looking at this. I'm not sure if you're.
Wait, what's with Chris Hemsworth there? What's he doing?
Oh, okay.
Under National Geographic stuff. Okay.
So okay, sorry. I was making sure that the website feed was actually going out live on the broadcast.
All right.
Okay, so everything's good. So we're just gonna keep talking now. Okay, so there's some National Geographic stuff coming out.
Chris Hemsworth's doing something with National Geographic, huh?
There was a lot
Cousteau.
of news about Hulu and FX shows, including American Horror Stories, being continuing.
The Cousteau film will be very, very great.
Yeah.
So deep, so deep.
So you mentioned Chris Evans.
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, he's doing Limitless there. Welcome to Earth. So featuring Will Smith and all right, well.
Yeah, Secrets of the Whales, Bugs Life. Okay, blah blah blah. Let's see. Hulu, Handmaid's Tales is coming back. Nine Perfect Strangers. Oh, it's
Always Sunny is coming back, huh?
4 more years. It'll be the longest running sitcom in history.
Yeah. How about that?
And now we're
now is it going to the network or is it still on FX or is it going to Disney Plus? Or it's going to Hulu?
It looks like it's still on FX.
Oh, actually, wait. I think it did go to Hulu, right? FX Premium. So I don't think it's on weekly on FX anymore. It's on Hulu anyway now.
Well, I think FX Premium content. I think it's still on FX. Because they're billing it as the longest running network.
Oh, okay.
The longest running sitcom on television.
I think
history.
like 18 years or something.
Yeah.
Right?
So I think it would have to be on the actual channel.
Okay. What's Shogun? What's that?
We haven't had cable in so long. Forget Shogun. Alien.
Oh no, okay, I did want to talk about that because what was really funny about Alien was 20th Century Fox always said it was going to be movies. They have been presented like ideas for like series for years, and they always turn them down like right away because like Alien will always stay on the big screen.
Oh, they ain't making this.
Disney's like F that crap. Neck is selling figures. We're gonna merchandise the hell out of this property.
Yeah. And honestly, did you see the last 2 movies?
They were all horrible.
Movies.
Now, actually, you can go back and reassess 3. It's a David Finch movie. He directed
Which one was
it.
Resurrection?
Resurrected was all those suck.
Yeah.
Now, but you go back to 3 where they cloned Sigourney Weaver. It was the clone one was after that too.
Yeah.
3 was where it was right after Aliens. She shaved her head, and it was the prison planet.
Right.
That's actually when that one first came out. Everybody said it sucked because it was so unlike the other 2. But then reassessing it, all 3 parts of that story are different and come together in a good way.
Yeah.
But everything after that,
Resurrection,
sucks ass.
Prometheus,
all of it. I mean, even the Prometheus movies weren't good. I mean, they were all.
So hopefully,
but Ridley Scott is going to be involved in this. I heard.
Yeah. I think so.
So that should be all right. Yeah. Because I mean, he's been there since the beginning.
So we got the Stones. It's going to be a show about the Rolling Stones.
But also just on Alien, one final thing. James Cameron is affiliated with Disney now, Avatar. So I wonder if they'll get James Cameron in on Alien too. That's intriguing.
Oh, that'd be I
don't know, but anyway. Bring back an alien show that's Colonial Marines. Like they have the comic book, and it just focuses on the Marines, like Hicks and all of them, and it could even be a prequel, like to Aliens.
Yeah,
that would be.
There's
great.
a lot you could do with it.
Yeah.
The Stones. I guess the.
Oh, okay, it's about the Stones. Yeah. Well, that's there's been so much about them though, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
That's probably because Crew was successful on Netflix, but.
Okay.
Shogun. I don't really know much about it, but it looks like it's going to be. It's redoing that movie.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to start getting into the really cool stuff. Lucasfilm. All right, so Obi-Wan Kenobi is moving forward.
That's in between 3 and 4.
And it's got Hayden Christensen.
So he's going to be Vader, and I wonder if there's going to be sequences in this series where Vader and Obi-Wan are going to have meditation sessions where they connect and they know that. Because you go into 4, and Vader knew Obi-Wan was out there. He knew he never died. He sensed him. And it didn't, because George didn't know where he was going at that time. But he would make remarks like, I sense his presence and all that. You knew he sensed when he was in the Death Star. But there's something about that makes you feel like going into this direction here with this. There might be scenes where, like, while Obi-Wan's on Tatooine and while Vader's going around looking for all the other Jedi to eliminate. Because that's what he did in between 3 and 4. That there's some kind of, where, like, they connect with each other. And in those scenes, I wonder if we'll see a Hayden Christensen Anakin face. Because in the Vader things, obviously, even if the helmet's off in the meditation chamber, he'll be made up to look all scarred up and stuff.
Yeah.
But I wonder if we'll actually see, like, visions or any kind of sequences or flashbacks to where it's actually Anakin. I mean, But yeah, the Obi-Wan is something everybody wanted.
It's been talked about for a few years now.
Yeah, and it's going to fill in. It's going to be that gap filler that really didn't. Solo and Rogue One didn't satisfy people as far as. Well, Rogue One's literally right before 4. But I mean, I didn't watch Solo, but this series will be a bridge.
Yeah.
People wanted the bridge for a long time.
So we got Rangers of the Republic, New Republic coming up, and
That's with Cara Dune.
Probably going to be Cara Dune, yeah.
That's what I heard.
The least surprising news of the day, there is going to be an Ahsoka show.
All right, and that's where people are talking about the logo for Ahsoka had the, boy, what was it called? It was something about the time travel aspect, whereas the world between worlds. Yeah, this diagram. This was in Rebels when Ezra went and visited that guy, and he found out about the God, what's that called? Anyway, there's a word for it, and all But anyway, it has something to do with how like there's rumors now going around that people are like they're going to use this particular series to retcon the Rey, the Reys, and the Kylos, and the Snooks, and I'm thinking if that's going to happen, then they established clones in Mandalorian. Is there going to be something going forward where they eliminate that? There's no clones going forward, like how somehow they find out about the clones before it takes over, and then there's another path now, and there's no going forward the 7, 8, and 9 that we had. There's just the 6 movies, and there's Mandalorian and all these other series now, and the Disney movies are kind of like in Elseworlds. That's just a rumor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, obviously Rogue One is still going to be established because we're going to talk about that coming up. There's a Cassian Andor series.
Right. So,
but the Ahsoka series I'm very much intrigued about, and I think that will focus on maybe, since Dave Filoni's involved in that, and it was Rebels, I think that will focus on Ezra. Because fans want to know about Ezra. They want to know if he was found, if he's still out there, if Ahsoka's still looking for him. And there needs to be some Sabine Wren stuff in that. There might be something with the Bad Batch isn't animated, but there might be something in the Ahsoka series going forward with Bo-Katan finding the dark saber. Maybe they'll spin that off into that series. I don't know. I don't know how much of Bo-Katan and the Watch is going to be in the Mandalorian, because there's going to be a Watch show too, isn't there?
So let's work our way down. So Andor, and I think I'm pretty sure that's already in production. I think they already started filming Andor.
Yeah, because there was production stills, I think, released of that.
Star Wars: The Bad Batch.
That's an animated show. That's a Clone Wars companion.
Now one of these is a series of shorts, isn't it?
Oh,
or is that Star Wars Visions?
I don't know. The Acolyte is the female centric one, right? Isn't that the one that's like kind of Old Republic or like females or something like that? A Droid Story is C-3PO and R2-D2, kind of like the Droids cartoon in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Star Wars Visions, that might be the animated one, because Lando, I'm thinking Lando might be Don Glover, but maybe with voiceover from Billy D. Williams.
I'm not sure.
Maybe it might be a flashback type of Wonder Years type of thing. I remember the time I won the Millennium Falcon in a poker game.
Yeah, so Acolyte, this is the show that, so we've known for a while that Leslie Headland was doing
That's
the show.
The female-driven one, the female-centric one.
So that is Acolyte.
I mean, there's flavor for everybody here. That really should be what everybody takes away from this. You got animation, you got character-driven stories, you got, there's something for everybody.
Yeah.
The Droid Story I'm interested in, actually. I might be one of the only ones, just because I was a fan of the cartoon. So I wonder if they're going to bring... I wonder when it takes place, and if they're going to bring some of those cartoon characters into the live-action stuff, dude. That would be hilarious.
So, the Bad Batch was an episode of the Clone Wars.
Yes. They were featured in one of the episodes of the last season there. So they were established, so that's going to be a spin-off.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the style of Clone Wars, that type of animation.
Yeah, so
that's going to be a big one. That's going to be really popular with Trooper fans.
So then we get Willow, and this has Warwick Davis coming back.
I'm excited as ever for the Peck to return. I love Willow so much. It's one of my favorite movies. I don't think Val Kilmer can reprise the Mad Mardigan role. I don't know how sharp he is with the sword anymore. But if you're gonna bring Joanne Whalley back, I don't know if she's,
I hate to say this.
Yeah.
Every time I hear Warwick Davis is still alive, I'm shocked.
Willow.
He's got to be like 100 years old by now.
He was 13 when he was Wicket.
Really?
Yeah. He's
Man,
he's a young kid.
I thought he
No,
was
when he
80.
did Willow, he was only 18 years old.
All right.
Yeah, no,
All right, so he
this
was
is
only-
great. This is great. I love Willow, and I'm very excited about this and the brownies and all kinds of things. And
All right. And the last thing on Star Wars news is the formal announcement that Patty Jenkins is going to be directing the next movie called Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, now that I heard is going to feature the characters, like they're going to have the Asian actor that's been in The Mandalorian. He's going to be in that. What's the character's name? The pilot that gave Kara the badge.
Yeah. Oh, is that what?
I heard a rumor he's going to be in the movie.
Because I assume that's what the Martian. Oh, maybe it is.
No, it's that character.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
like in some form, like he's going to be in that character is going to be featured in that movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but yeah, that'll be interesting. Rogue Squadron is definitely something that goes back to the video games of the early 90s. So
Right.
people have always wanted to see that kind of representation in some way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
that should be good with dogfights and stuff. I mean, boy, I hope the Rogue Squadron it has like a Battlestar Galactica feel, where they're just out in space and they're going out on deployments.
So nothing named yet, but they did announce that there'll be another Star Wars movie. This one by Taika Waititi.
Okay.
Taika Waititi. And then there's, and I'm sorry, I'm sick of this. Another Indiana Jones movie.
Well, I don't know.
Like they blew their chance. They should have recast Indiana Jones 3 decades ago and turned it into a serial.
Dude, and they waited too long. We can't have Sean Connery.
So I honestly, I was never a fan of The Last Crusade.
It's a lot of people's actual favorite, and the people that, the thing is, people whose favorite indie movie is Last Crusade also tend to be the people whose favorite Back to the Future movie is 3.
Yeah. My favorite indie movie is still Temple of Doom.
I like it too. I love Temple of Doom.
I thought
a lot of people still to this day don't know that happened before Raiders.
Yeah.
But you just got to notice the date at the very start of the movie.
Yeah. But I never cared for Last Crusade, and
Raiders
Thor
is a
was just an
classic though.
abomination.
I mean, Raiders you'll always watch, but Temple of Doom had so much excitement.
But I'm not gonna watch it because it's.
Oh really? I can still watch Raiders, but
Oh no, I'm sorry. Raiders, yeah, I can still watch Raiders. I thought you just meant indie.
no, I mean I haven't watched even Last Crusade in years.
Yeah, I saw it once.
Crystal Skull I saw in the theater. I own the collection on Blu-ray. I've never put the disc in.
Yeah.
So it's just I don't want to go back. I'm not a big fan of just him having the son anyway, and Shia LaBeouf. I'm not a fan of the Boof either. So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they should have recast Indiana Jones, made it as light.
I'm totally for that because Indiana Jones is totally like your James Bond serial character. You should have established that recasting very earlier on. The thing is, George Lucas, the late 80s, I mean, the early 90s and late 80s with Star Wars and Indiana Jones, he wasted so much time with frivolous business nonsense.
Yeah. Well, making billions of dollars for himself. I'm sure
he couldn't have settled for millions.
he could have settled for $1 billion.
I mean, anyway.
I don't know what. Children of Blood and Bone. Sorry, that's the name of the other Star Wars movie. That's the name of the other Star Wars movie.
Okay.
That does not sound like a Star Wars movie.
I've never read that novel. I'm not familiar. I don't know when that takes place.
Star Wars Visions. All right. So this is all the Star Wars news.
Oh boy, that
Hocus Pocus. Oh yeah, this is a bunch of stuff that we don't particularly care about. 3 Men and a Baby. Really?
What? 3 Men and a Baby?
With
The
Zac
reboot?
Efron? All right.
And Cheaper by the Dozen. It's for kids. Sister Act.
I'll probably watch that.
Whoopi's coming back in a Sister Act. My grandmother loved the Sister Act movies. I worked at the theater and she couldn't get enough of them.
All right, some more Disney
live action Pinocchio with Robert Zemeckis and Tom Hanks as Geppetto, huh?
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's Geppetto.
Maybe he's Pinocchio.
Yeah. Hey, those rumors? No, let's not get into that.
It'll be Tom Hanks will be Geppetto, and they'll CGI Robin Williams as Pinocchio.
All right. No,
Peter Pan and Wendy.
But,
see Jude Law. Okay. I mean,
it's Captain Hook though. Jude Law. That's intriguing.
These are all kinds of movies that.
Now, who's Yara Shahidi? I'm not familiar. She's
I'm not
Tinkerbell.
sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Disenchanted. All right. Yeah, that's the you know.
Let's see.
Geek
Greek.
Freak.
This is more documentary stuff. Jungle Cruise is obviously it's been done and waiting to release. Same with
Cruella. That Cruella. What? Why did the Maleficent thing do so well that they had to just keep doing these villain movies? Now they are drying.
These
the
are
well.
these are
They are
like,
drying the well. Talk about, like, you know, back in the day being familiar with Disney locking their vault tight and cherishing what they produce. They don't give a crap now.
yeah.
They'll make money on anything.
So this in some sense, like at the end of the day, if a movie is entertaining, that's all that really matters to me. If it's entertaining or if it teaches you something, then it did its job.
Sure.
But there is something to these movies where it's turning into like the 80s horror movies where they're just going to churn out.
Well, I mean, like in Maleficent's case, you take a character that in Sleeping Beauty, she's on screen for like a total of like 8 minutes. And there's 2 live-action movies. How could that have happened?
She was
right?
only on screen for 8 minutes. There was a lot more for a story to tell.
She's so cute. She turned into a dragon.
But I mean, chances are I'm not going to see any of these movies.
Little Mermaid, I knew about that one. The Lion King, now that's a prequel. I don't know about that either. That's kind of, they did a prequel animated movie, Lion King 1.5, where it was just Simba and it was for kids. It's
I don't know.
okay. What's Ride of the Last Dragon? What is that?
So this is actually coming. This should actually be coming.
Oh, it's an animated movie. Okay.
And it's gonna be on Disney Plus and in theaters at the same time.
Of course. All right.
So,
but it'll be $30. What's that?
Yeah, $30. That's so. So they did this for Mulan.
That's
it's
right.
Gonna
okay.
be, if you subscribe to Disney, you can pay $30 to watch this particular movie.
So that month will cost you $36
right.
instead of $6.
But what I appreciate they did, is I'm not going to spend $30 for any movie that doesn't have Marvel or Star Wars in it.
Sure.
But I will go to a movie theater to see this.
It looks cool. Yeah, definitely.
Encanto. I mean, there's so much. I was thinking about this earlier today. It feels like there's so much being announced by Disney, but it's really a reflection of the complete lack of new content on Disney Plus.
No, they're just going back to every single thing and continuing it.
Yeah.
Zootopia Plus, Moana. That's another Moana. Moana the series. Baymax. You know what Baymax is, right?
No.
Big Hero 6. That's the big white robot.
Oh.
Yeah. Turning red. Now, wait now. Then this is Little Red Riding Hood. She turns into a big fox. What is this?
I don't know.
That's what it looks.
Let's see if we can.
Oh wait, what's this?
Turning red.
What's this Lightyear? What is this?
Oh, okay. So you mentioned Chris Evans.
Buzz
I thought you
Lightyear?
mentioned Chris Evans.
Okay.
So Chris Evans is playing, and I think he.
Yeah, it is the origin story of the toy. So instead of Tim Allen, it's Chris Evans.
Chris Evans is playing the actual astronaut that the toy is based off.
Oh, now that's cool. Okay, now I like that.
Yeah,
okay.
and I love Chris Evans. Anything he does, I may not watch.
But I mean, that's kind of like continuing. That's kind of a Captain America, Buzz Lightyear. Yeah, he'll do it good, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Win or Lose is going to be Pixar, an actual animated series from Pixar.
Softball team. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
That would be like
Red.
the Sandlot, maybe, or something.
I'm not sure what Turning Red is. Oh, Turning Red's Floyd May. The teenager, when she gets excited, she transforms into a giant red.
Okay,
panda.
that's the Red Riding Hood.
It's not a wolf. It's a panda. So it's
like an anime-looking character, anime-inspired. Okay.
So it says down here that it's based off of a Japanese
makes sense.
Property.
Yeah, it looks like
so she turns
like
into a big red panda.
Now that looks the animation, how her face is. It looks like Wallace and Gromit, the claymation, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Lightyear though, that'll be cool. All right.
Luca, which makes me think of a whale, but that'd be Orca.
That makes me think of the song, dude. My name is Luca.
Yeah. So a lot more Pixar stuff coming out.
Now Soul, we knew about that for a long time.
Right.
That's all right around the corner.
Yeah, and I think that.
And then there's more cars coming out, of course.
Is Soul coming? Yes. Yeah. So
they
Soul
start out as souls and they go down to Earth.
Yeah, but Soul is going to be a Disney Plus exclusive. I don't think it's going to theaters.
And people are going to get it right out of the bat for $5.99 or $6.99 or whatever.
I think so.
Okay, so here's Miss Marvel.
So now we're into Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
And for here, all right. So let's go back to, and All right, so bear with me for a moment. I'm kind of doing double duties here, and this is the first time that... Oh, we need our headphones.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I haven't watched the trailers yet. I haven't watched any of these.
Okay, so this isn't an actual trailer because I haven't really started filming yet.
Okay.
But we're just going to watch kind of the preview of... and it's going to be on the little screen here. We're just going to watch kind of a preview of Miss Marvel.
Was ever in question.
Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is a new kind of superhero. But at the core of all of it, her story is so universal.
Miss Marvel is one of the newer characters in the Marvel comics. And when one comes in that grabs the world's imagination like this, the questions are, when are we going to bring Miss Marvel to the screen?
When Miss Marvel first came out, we had such an incredible reaction.
It was so incredibly popular because everybody could see themselves in her.
I never saw a young teenager of color, specifically a Pakistani, in a comic book. Are you kidding?
You promised you'd be cool.
I am cool.
The casting process was vast. When we discovered Iman, we knew that she was Kamala Khan.
It was unanimous decision.
Yeah, I can't comprehend this right now.
And then, of course, we've got a really incredible team of directors. Bilal Fallah, Adel Al-Arabi, Mira Menon, and Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. And all of them are taking the material and elevating it.
So human. It's about a teenager figuring out who she is and about relationships. Family and friendship is at the heart of the MCU canon. That's what's so exciting about the story that we're bringing, is that we're going to introduce you to a new family that's also going to be part of the wider MCU.
Issues, but it was so, you know, I'm in my 40s. It was very much, it's directed towards a teenage audience. It's YA. It's YA all the way. So, especially this show, I mean, the people that are going to crap on it, it really is going to matter on the opinion of that demographic.
Right.
You know, it's like anything on the CW. You know, I kind of see this show kind of being in the direction of like something like, you know, something they have on the CW, where there's some superhero stuff, but a lot of it is probably involving the Kamala character, not so much Miss Marvel.
So I know this show is going to be tied into Captain Marvel 2.
I would think so, yeah.
So that's already been pretty much out there.
I mean, she started out, she idolized Captain Marvel, and so that's why she named herself that, yeah.
So it doesn't. So if
her superpower, though, I gotta admit, it is. I do have I am of that opinion that it's a boring power.
What is she?
It's just she enlarges her hand, stretches and enlarges. It's basically Reed Richards.
Just nerfed.
Yeah, it's just enlarging and stretching. But it's all about. That's why I feel this show and the character in general. I think more of it is supposed to be like a Peter Parker type of thing, where you're supposed to focus more on Kamala, not the fact that she's Miss Marvel.
Yeah, as the Marvel universe expands, there's going to be more and more stuff that isn't geared for everybody.
Exactly.
Moon Knight is a show that's going to go that a lot of people are going to be interested in, and whereas you and me are probably going to eat it up.
Well, no, yeah, I love Moon Knight.
What's going to be interesting is as the MCU diversifies. And not just in terms of race or gender,
they're diversifying
but in
their
age.
portfolio.
when it starts diversifying in age groups and really leaning hard into different genres, but those stories are still critical to something happening and something you do like. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about the MCU is whether or not you're a fan of the characters in the comic book form or the characters in general. It's a continuous arc of story that you're going to get something you want out of each of these series, even if you don't like the series itself, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's finish this up. That's pretty much it.
Now, I wonder if we'll get to Captain Marvel too, I think, but I wonder if, are we getting to that next, or are we still in series here? So are these all just series that were announced, or are there movies too that were announced?
There's movies too. Let's cut back over here, and so there is just a ton.
Oh yeah, the Loki one's going to be great.
So, TV shows. You've got WandaVision, which is coming out next month. the Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, What If, Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
That's gonna be great.
And
Now
then
the
I
thing
Am
about
Groot.
the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, because it's notorious, it has the comedy. I wonder if they'll do any references to the Star Wars holiday special.
I'm sure it's going to be. I'm sure.
They should go to the planet with the Wookiees and visit Mala and Itchy and and what was the other one's name? Scratchy. I don't know. Okay. Anyway.
Now, movies that are confirmed and out there: Ant-Man and the Wasp 3, Quantumania.
And that's going to be the movie that introduces Kang. I'm telling you.
No, they've already announced that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kang's been cast.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so funny.
You heard that like over a month ago.
I did?
Yeah.
No, I heard it was, I thought it was like,
No,
did I hear that?
Kang was cast over a month
Did
ago.
I forget that?
Yeah, you
okay.
did. You
Okay.
did.
All right.
You're like, I called it. I forgot it.
No, I forgot it. I called it. I forgot. Okay. Then.
All right. We're going to come back to this guy. Black Widow is going to come out in May. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The Eternals.
Now, is Shang-Chi going to connect with Doctor Strange? With all of the spiritism and all that, do you think? Because I heard Doctor Strange is going to connect to Spider-Man because Sam Raimi's going to have the... He's going to go from Doctor Strange to Spider-Man. Probably.
All right, so we'll do two things. Let's run through the rest of the movie. So you got Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther 2.
And that might be Doctor Doom. Namor, definitely, they're saying, but that might also be Doctor Doom.
Blade, Captain Marvel 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
And so Captain Marvel 2, and this is a real fun one because I really don't care for the first one. Whatever. Captain Marvel 2 is one of the ones I'm going to be most intrigued by because of Rogue. Because of all the rumors going around that Rogue might be introduced in that movie. They might take the X-Men and kind of like introducing them one at a time in other movies. And then it'll build up to an X-Men movie.
Maybe.
I don't know, but there is that strong rumor. You've heard that, right? The Captain Marvel 2 with Rogue.
And this is going back to what I was saying earlier, Mando. There's everybody's trying to do shows about rumors because it gets clicks.
Sure.
But
I will say her being in Captain Marvel 2 makes sense.
It could be in Captain Marvel 3.
Yeah.
Like there has been nothing out of Disney, nothing out of Kevin Feige confirming any X-Men in this wave of Marvel movies.
Not even as an introduction, yeah.
They have said absolutely nothing about that.
All right.
Now that doesn't mean it couldn't happen.
No, I mean
your idea
again, I mean the rumors intrigue me. Yeah.
Your idea is that they would sprinkle in a character here and there, maybe Storm and Black Panther.
You wouldn't mind that though, right?
I wouldn't mind it. But the rumors just get kind of they get annoying after a while.
Okay, so now Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, that's going to go more into the Nova stuff probably, right? And the Adam Warlock with that race, with the gold race.
We don't know.
I would think though, right?
The only thing we know is that the holiday special is going to come out before Volume 3, but they're going to be filmed simultaneously.
So it'll lead directly into that movie probably?
The big question is going to be where is, not Nebula, Gamora.
Yeah.
Right? Because our Gamora we know died. So it's the 2014 Gamora is we don't know if she got snapped or not.
Yeah.
So when Thanos and his army disappeared, we don't know if she was snapped with him.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
that
she might be. She may have survived.
So maybe 3 is just Star-Lord looking for her.
Yeah.
That might be like the whole search for. Yeah. Okay.
And I'm thinking. Okay, I just blasted everybody for spreading rumors, right? But this isn't a rumor. This is just speculation.
It's just
this is just speculation. I think the holiday special is going to be used to bring Gamora back.
Hey.
So that they have her so that movie isn't James Gunn trying to clean up the mess that Endgame left.
So the holiday special's purpose, you're saying, is just to do a quick cleanup.
Yeah, that's my speculation.
That's just a James Gunn quick one.
So he can go back into telling the story.
It's a James Gunn quickie. Okay, I got it.
He had a story to tell.
But you presented in a holiday special is so Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So there we go. It makes sense. All right then.
If they're not doing that, they need to hire me.
Sure. Well, there you go.
Anyways,
and Blade too. We mentioned Blade.
Blade.
I'm intrigued. I mean, I liked the first couple Blades. The third one wasn't that good. Ooh, it's that one Idris Elba,
Idris.
right?
No,
No.
it's not Idris Elba.
Okay, I forgot.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Sorry.
Was it the actor that was in the Dark Tower?
Oh yeah, Mahershala Ali.
Right.
Mahershala Ali.
Okay, right. I never saw the Dark Tower, but I heard.
Yeah, he was in the Green Book, and
Book,
he's a phenomenal actor. Been in a ton of.
All right then.
All right, so things that we know, and we're going to start getting into the TV shows a little bit more here in a minute. We know Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is going to have Kang, right? He's been cast, and that actor is.
So Fantastic Four, is that coming out before Black Panther 2 now, or because the actor passed away? How are they doing? Well, we'll get to Black Panther, I guess, but that has me wondering if there's going to be the Black
Jonathan
Panther 2.
Majors.
Okay.
Is
oh, okay then.
So
is Fantastic Four due out before Black Panther now too?
So no, we don't know.
So that's why I was thinking Black Panther 2 was going to be Doom, because Doom there's always been a subplot in the series where Doom wanted Wakanda because of the vibranium.
Yeah, and it would make sense, with Namor and Black Panther or
going
Wakanda,
up against
Atlantis.
Now are they going to
Nigeria.
recast Black Panther? Is it going to be Shuri as the female?
They're not going to recast T'Challa.
Okay.
That was announced.
So it's going to be like Eric Killmonger is going to be redeemed, or it's going to be Shuri, or what?
Well, we don't know for certain, but it's and the movie was delayed a year, probably to give Ryan Coogler time to read.
Because if they're not going to go forward with the character T'Challa, then I would think that maybe just you could bring in that actor that was Killmonger.
I think it's going to be. No, I think they're going to.
They're going to do Shuri.
Yeah.
Okay, well that makes sense. That's in the comic. Okay.
Again, we don't know. But
I mean, Eric Killmonger in the comic, I think, was Black Panther for a stint too.
But he's dead.
Oh wait, that's right. It's been a while since I watched the movie. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But again, let's just bring them all back. They're going to bring back Black Widow. They're going to bring them all back. Okay, yeah. So Shuri going forward.
So things that we know are linked up together. WandaVision, we know leads directly into Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness.
Okay.
We know that Doctor Strange is in Spider-Man 3. There's so much going on here. Thor: Love and Thunder. I haven't heard of any direct ties to anything else. We know Captain Marvel 2 is going to be tied directly to
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Marvel.
I'll bet the Eternals might have some kind of link with Thor, maybe. I don't know. Or Fantastic Four, the Eternal. I don't know. So okay, so now the Nick Fury series. That's going to be Secret Invasion, I heard.
Yeah,
that's going to be with the Skrulls.
Yeah.
Okay, so I knew that was coming.
So Nick Fury is going to.
And you got Ironheart too, and I had heard about that too.
Other shows that were announced. I Am Groot, which is going to be a series of shorts.
Or
Secret
he's just the
Invasion
baby
with
or the
Nick Fury.
teenager, or what?
Baby
Okay.
Groot, yeah.
Okay.
I'm
for Baby
stoked
Yoda.
for that.
That's funny. Yeah.
I'm stoked for that.
Sure.
Ironheart.
Armor Wars. Now
Armor
that's going to be
Wars.
with War Machine. That's going to be Don Cheadle's show. Okay. So that's going to have Crimson Dynamo and Titanium Man in it, maybe.
Probably.
The Armor Wars.
Yeah.
The comic series, the story arc back in, I think it was the early 90s or late 80s. It was Titanium Man, Crimson Dynamo. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah, that's cool.
All right. So let's,
now, are they recasting Cap and Iron Man, or just no Cap and Iron Man right now?
Nothing. There's no news about Captain America or Iron Man.
And the Hawkeye series is going to be him handing the mantle to Kate Bishop, I'm thinking. Is it going to be Hawkeye, but it's going to have Kate in it too? It's going to have the girl?
Yeah, it's
okay.
Haley Steinfeld.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, again, I haven't really gone into news about these things.
Yeah, so that show is already filming. It's filming right now. They actually there's been some leaked shots, some leaked set photos with Haley Steinfeld.
Now, does Hawkeye wear a different outfit, or is he just same old boring Hawkeye?
Yeah, he's wearing black.
I don't want him to wear the comic book purple outfit.
But she is wearing purple.
She has a purple comic book outfit. Yeah, that makes sense.
She's
purple.
wearing purple.
Yeah.
All right, so let's cut back to us here for a second. Sorry, bear with me. And we're gonna go to the next clip.
What you doing out there all by yourself anyway?
Exploring the world.
All right,
Sounds
so this is
fun.
What If.
But why stop at one world
So what
when
if?
we can
This
show
is
you?
What If MCU?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So
right.
this is a show about alternate versions of the stories we already know, such
Okay.
as
But from the 26 movies established.
yeah. So if
okay.
Agent Carter
Became
had
Cap?
became Captain
Okay.
America.
Well, that'll be a good one. Is it the actress come? Oh wait, I
Yeah.
wonder if it's the actress doing the voice for the Peggy Carter episode of the show.
Yeah.
What them?
I am the Watcher. I am your guide through these vast new realities. Follow me and dare to face the unknown.
Yeah, they have Marvel
And
Zombies.
ponder the question.
Yeah, in the comics. So they're gonna take like things from the comics and say
Give
what
me
if
the tour.
MCU has in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right then. Yeah, because Marvel Zombies was really popular. All right. Cool. We got Disney's animation studio to do it. You know?
Yeah, so what if looks like a really cool show. Not a whole lot to say about it because it doesn't tie into everything else.
I remember
that we know of.
that classic. My favorite What If was What If the Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four. That was a really popular one. There was another one that was What If Hulk beat Wolverine in their first standoff before Wolverine even got started.
All right, so let's see what this one is. I think this is going to be. Yeah, so this is
The
Falcon
legacy
Winter
of that
Soldier,
shield
Falcon
is-
Winter
Okay.
Soldier.
You see him in the outfit.
Complicated.
The world is upside down. People need something to get behind. They need the symbol. So what's our plan?
Oh yeah.
So no plan.
Now watch this. This is
Great.
This is so cool.
What's going on in that cyborg brain of yours?
You don't want to know.
Oh, yeah, I can see it working. Gears turning. Oh, they're malfunctioning. They're on fire.
God, I hate you.
All right.
I thought he was in a Cap outfit though.
Okay, so couple things on the show. When all these shows were first announced a year ago, the production budget on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think they said it was like $160 million. It was like $25 million per episode, and that's huge for a TV show.
Now you see it though.
And that scene where he's going through the canyon, that looks like it's straight out of a $250 million movie.
Yeah,
that's
good.
amazing.
And people are going to want to see it on the big screen, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it's great. Yeah.
They could totally take these shows and release them in theater. You know,
when everything comes down. Yeah.
This entire show came out of fans loving their interaction in Civil War. That line at the end there of "I hate you," that was them being reversing that line.
Yeah.
This show I'm so excited about.
So I didn't notice, was Baron Zemo in the outfit?
They didn't show him in this.
Okay.
But from what I've heard, or again,
because I told you, remember when Civil War ended, and I'm like, at least he survived.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll see him in the outfit eventually, and there we go.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. That's the thing I'm most excited about with this series is Zemo's one of my favorite villains. Yeah. So I'm very excited.
There's also the potential, and I don't know if this is where the story is going, but there's the potential of them addressing the idea that America isn't ready for a black Captain America.
Oh, so okay. That's why U.S. Agent comes in.
Yeah.
See, now in the comic books, he did replace Steve for a while. Like he was Cap, and then when Steve came back, he became U.S. Agent.
Yeah.
Right.
So this show.
But he's like Captain Atom for DC. He's definitely like the government controlled Captain America. Yeah. Now, but eventually he became a West Coast Avenger.
Which at some point there's probably going to be a West Coast Avenger.
They're doing the A-Force, the all-female, so I'm sure they'll do that. Yeah.
So this is one of the like 5 things that I'm probably most excited about. Is this show.
Yeah, well, the Captain America movies are the best ones, really. I mean, when you dissect each character's arc in the MCU, the Cap movies were really the standouts.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is the continuation of that style, and so everybody involved in those movies is involved in this. So it should be one of the standout series, really.
So you asked about this show coming out before Black Widow.
It said March, so
Black Widow was supposed to come out way before it.
So we all know that Black Widow is a prequel, no matter when you release it. So, but the thing is, this will help rekindle the Black Widow interest.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they thought.
Yeah.
Now,
speaking of Black Widow,
that show is really
rattling around this
now, wasn't it?
So we're gonna go to.
Oh, this is the Loki one.
This is Loki.
This is
Get your hands off.
Where does handcuffs go?
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, there you go.
Space don't freeze.
They don't exist when you travel.
How much do you know about the?
You're taking me somewhere to kill me.
No, I'm taking you someplace to talk.
No. Well, I don't like to talk.
But you do like to lie, which you just did. Because we both know you love to talk.
Oh yeah, that's him.
How long have you been here?
That is perfect.
I don't know, it's hard to say. Time passes differently here in the TVA.
What does that mean?
You'll catch up.
Glorious.
Tell me that's not Black Widow and Vormir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So this whole show is about time travel and jumping around.
Okay, so this is something I forgot about it, and now that rekindled my mind here. I was wondering if they were going to use this show to bring her back, and it looks like now,
in some capacity. To me, now maybe this is a misdirect, but that looks to me like Black Widow on Vormir. She got the Soul Stone, and Hawkeye died.
Mm-hmm. And everybody wanted that to begin with, because Hawkeye was the most worthless character.
Brother, Heimdall, you better be ready.
Widow, since he's
exactly. Did they add some scenes now? They had extra time, I wonder.
So he just got snatched up by the Bifrost.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Come on. What did you expect?
So that'll just be their show where they can fix mistakes.
Yeah. So can you imagine being Kevin Feige trying to keep all of this stuff straight in his head?
I wonder how many assistants he has.
And thinking years down the road, and now he's got to figure out how to introduce the mutants.
Now I realize why he always makes that expression he makes. He's just stressed out to no end constantly.
He's got it.
That guy always has this expression like he's like trying to put on a good face, but he's constantly worried. Doesn't he have a worried, like happy expression constantly on his face?
Yeah. Like putting all of these little pieces together over years and trying to make sure it
well, also too,
sense.
starting with like not having things and acquiring things along the way and having
to work them in.
You know, because going this far and finally having a Fantastic Four, you know what I mean?
Forget the Fantastic Four.
If they F it up this time, there's no hope. There's no hope for the Fantastic Four. You're gonna finally kill them if they. You gotta. That's the most important movie in all of them, dude. Because you gotta do it right.
So we're gonna end this little live stream talking about the Fantastic Four. All right, but we got one more trailer to look at.
Okay.
And this, for me, this is the show I'm most excited about.
So this is Wanda. Okay.
You know.
And this should be some kind of House of M theme.
Miss Marvel
like
is
someone's tricking her mind.
a new kind of superhero. But at the core...
So what's a single gal like you doing rattling around this big house?
Well, I assure you, I'm married to a man, a human one.
Wanda.
What's it and I rise, wipe the sleep out of my...
We are an unusual couple.
Oh, I don't think that was ever in question.
We just don't know what to expect.
Howdy, neighbors.
Hey, buddy.
Wanda, what's up?
Who are you? I don't know.
I think something's wrong here.
Wanda, can you read me? Who's doing this to you?
Are you here to help? This is our home.
Then let's fight for it.
So I wonder if after the show, Vision being there.
Well, I think we handled that well.
Supposedly died, but I guess you could bring Vision back pretty easy with his AI.
Miss Marvel.
Oh, sorry about that. So you mentioned House of M. What it looks to me, based off the two trailers, is she's created her own little reality
Because she lost Vision.
Because
in House of M, it was about the children that she thought she had but never did.
And in the trailer, there's a moment where she touched her belly. So at some point in the show, she's
because
pregnant.
if anybody knows about Wanda, they know that she can't conceive. She can't have children. And then obviously with Vision, that couldn't happen.
The actress with the black hair, the neighbor that keeps popping up. Do you know who that cat is? It's not Kat Denning.
Oh, I don't know.
But anyways, she is probably a witch. And you would probably know more. It's basically Catherine Hahn is playing Agnes.
Oh, Agnes. Okay.
Yeah. So she might be the one that's kind of working on Wanda.
All right, the neighbor actress. Okay.
So we might be seeing the introduction of Mephisto soon, which would make sense now that we're introducing the more occult characters.
He's
Blade.
coming. I was thinking. I was thinking that Mephisto. It might involve Mephisto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monica Rambeau. That's when she walked into the house and she's like,
yeah. No, that's the other Miss Marvel. Yeah. Right.
So this is just like this show has got so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so different from everything else we've seen in the MCU. Like, this is the show that I am super stoked about, and I can't. It's 33 days away. I need it now. I need it for Christmas.
I just hope going forward the Vision's back. You know, I like that actor. I like the character. Yeah. It looks like a great show. I'm a fan of nostalgia TV, so I'm going to connect with it pretty hard. I'm sure.
And then this show,
you definitely recognize the Dick Van Dyke and the Brady Bunch and where they're going with it, you know.
Yeah. And this show we know ties directly into Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm. And that might be more Dormammu too.
And then and Multiverse of Madness. I don't think they have time for Dormammu.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen? So one thing we haven't talked about at all. You had all this coming out of Disney in last Thursday.
Yeah.
But the news coming out of Sony with Spider-Man 3. Have you heard everything that's coming out of that?
No.
Okay. So
Daredevil, so busy.
Matt Murdock.
Okay.
It's probably gonna be a Spider-Man 3. Tobey Maguire.
Okay, now nothing. The Netflix shows are not.
No.
It's the actor that played
the Netflix Daredevil.
Okay.
Is supposed to be in Spider-Man 3.
Okay, good.
Tobey Maguire and...
Now, I heard that Tobey Maguire and Garfield were going to make appearances as other
Already
Peters.
confirmed.
Already confirmed. So this is totally an introduction of a live action into the Spider-Verse.
Absolutely.
So Spider-Gwen's going to be in it. Miles Morales is going to be in it.
I don't know about Miles Morales.
What about Kane? What about Scarlet Spider?
We haven't heard anything about Scarlet Spider. I think more it's going to be the established Spider-Man properties.
Okay.
So,
what about the Twinkie Spider-Man? What about the Electric Company Spider-Man?
But Electro is coming back. Doc Ock is coming back.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx is coming back. And you got Michael Keaton. This is going to be the Sinister Six thing.
It's going to be Sinister Six. It's going to be.
So are we getting a Craven? Is there going to be a Craven? Or? Okay.
But we do have Gwen. Is back.
Sure.
And I'm forgetting the actress's name.
Oh, is that right? All right.
But it's the same actress from the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Oh, it's Ron Howard's daughter played Gwen in those movies, didn't she? Oh no, wait, she was Gwen in 3. It's the Sam Raimi one.
No, this is the.
So it's the gal Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. Yeah.
So she's gonna be Gwen. Okay, she's coming back as Gwen.
So Emma Stone is gonna be in these, and the original MJ.
Kirsten Dunst?
Kirsten Dunst is supposed to be coming back.
I'm a fan of hers. I like Kirsten Dunst.
So, and Doctor Strange is supposed to be in it.
So is who's going to be is what's his name? Is Pineapple Express coming back as Green Goblin? What's his name? James Franco?
That's one person I have not heard.
You gotta get him back.
I haven't heard anything about haven't heard anything about Green Goblin. But you're talking Electro.
So then the Doc Ock, the actor that played Doc Ock in 2 is coming back?
Molina is going to be in.
Fantastic. So he survived the water.
Or
thing. No, I get it. It's another Doc Ock, but same actor. No, that's great.
So, again, rumors, what it looks like is happening, and there's been some leaks, like, Garfield and Maguire.
Is Mysterio coming back, the actor?
Haven't heard anything about Mysterio.
Because he's Sinister Six. Yeah. And so far, these are all Sinister Six villains.
So
Vulture, you didn't hear anything about Vulture?
Maguire and Garfield supposedly won't show up until the 3rd act.
But Maguire is going to play a mature Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, they're not retconning them. They're not euthanizing them, right?
No.
Yeah, okay.
So the speculation is going to be that it's going to be...
And Garfield's Peter will be the one that ended up with Gwen. And then there's going to be a Peter that ended up with Mary Jane. That's Toby's Peter. Yeah, you see? Isn't that funny? There's going to be a Spider-Man that ended up with Gwen, a Spider-Man that ended up with MJ.
Oh, who knows?
Well, I'm just saying if Emma Stone and Kirsten Dunst are coming back, they'll be with those Spider-Men.
I thought you were saying in the movie they were going to swap them around.
No,
no, they're not.
No, but what I'm saying is they're going to introduce these arcs where there's the arc where Spidey got Gwen and she didn't die, And then there's the other Spidey that got MJ. And then this current Spidey, this current MJ, she's not even Mary Jane. She's another MJ, isn't she?
Yeah.
The Homecoming MJ?
Yeah.
So we don't know really where he's headed. So that's funny though.
And what
they're kind of giving the fans everything at once when it comes to Spider-Man.
Honestly, my concern is that Sony's pulling a Sony and they're putting too much into this one movie. The only thing,
my opinion is I might die earlier than later. So give it all to me now. Anyway, I mean, I'm intrigued. I mean, definitely, I liked Tobey Maguire and I liked Kirsten Dunst. I liked everything about those movies other than how 3 was handled. But again, one of 3's major faults was the fact they put too much in it at once.
Right, and that's what I was.
So I mean, now they did good in Edge of Spider-Verse, but it was an animated
but
cartoon.
It was a cartoon.
Yeah,
there's things you can do in cartoons. That
now is Spider-Ham going to be in the live action?
Who knows?
Oh, we got to bring in Spider-Ham and Howard the Duck do a show together.
If you're gonna throw everything else in, John Cena as Sandman.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know, because the one guy that was Sandman in 3, he's probably too old to do it now.
Yeah, and then bring in Glenn Danzig as an alternate universe Wolverine.
Yeah, old man Wolverine. He could be old man Logan with the Hulk baby.
Yeah.
Because that was another thing that Mandalorian kind of took. It was like that was a story arc in the comics where old man Logan had the Hulk baby and he was wandering. You know. But so, yeah, cool.
Out of all the things that are coming out of Marvel, Spider-Man 3 is what I'm most concerned about because of how much. So, I mean, we just heard, Matt Murdock coming back, and I forget the actor's name.
I don't remember. Is he the only one coming back from the Netflix series?
So, supposedly, Kevin Feige kind of went through, and there's a few characters that he liked how they did it. Daredevil, Punisher, Kingpin.
And there was one the good ones because the Punisher was the other good one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think to remember Punisher was the second best, right? Like Daredevil was the best show.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I liked Jessica Jones, but I think the second season did fall apart, didn't it?
Jessica Jones was the other character he liked how they did it.
I mean, the first season Jessica Jones was really good.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot.
I did not like the second season.
Yeah, it fell apart,
and I stopped watching You stopped watching it.
Did you finish Defenders? Because that kind of
it was terrible,
and it went on too long.
And it was only 6 episodes.
Oh, was it? Oh, that's how terrible it was. I'm thinking it was like a lot more than that. Okay,
and it felt like it was too long. It was bad.
I mean, the Iron Fist wasn't good either.
Iron Fist wasn't good. So,
but you can do a Power Man and Iron Fist series where they're together.
I forget his name, but something Coulter, the guy that played Power Man.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked his portrayal.
No, he's a good actor.
And I really hope they bring, if they're bringing back Daredevil, I hope they bring back that version of Power Man. So
yeah, Rosario Dawson had that character too. That character.
She was in every. She was like.
She was in all of them. Yeah,
show.
She's the nurse. Yeah.
And Little Wing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Colleen Wing. Sorry, Little Wing.
Okay, Colleen Wing.
Yeah, Colleen Wing. I thought she was.
It's been so long, I don't remember. Yeah, okay.
Really, the only thing that absolutely didn't work from the Netflix run was Iron Fist.
Mm-hmm.
But just kill him off and give the chi power to Colleen Wing, and bring all those characters.
Well, if you have Iron Fist connected with Shang-Chi going forward, that would be a powerful duo right there. That'd be a good show because they have the connection in the comics.
Yeah.
They have that chi thing going. So.
All right. Before we wrap this up, there's one thing I kind of wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You are the only person I know that is a genuine, lifelong Fantastic Four fan.
Oh, sure.
So what I wanted to do was
I was pissed they didn't make Secret Wars figures. That's how far back I go.
Yeah. Like you had like when we were little kids, you had all the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I had the comics. It was the best.
You're not a comic. You're not a Johnny Come Lately on Fantastic Four.
I mean, there's probably a lot I forgot, but I remember a lot more than a lot of people, I'm sure.
So what I kind of wanted to do was run through my personal fan casting, and get your perspective as a actual Fantastic. So I have no real connection to the Fantastic Four. I thought they were kind of goofy.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I wanted Archie Bunker to play the Thing. So
all right, So I'm going to run through my casting, and I've kind of talked to you about this before, and I want and feel free to rip on me as an actual fan of the Fantastic Four.
All right.
So
as long as you don't like make something weird, like we're like Johnny and Sue aren't brother and sister or anything like that, you got to keep that stuff. Well, whatever. I'm not going to be a stickler.
But yeah. All right. So I'm going to switch back over to this. So for me, Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, we don't need these anymore.
We don't need these anymore.
Yeah, no more trailers.
So Mr. Fantastic, the whole thing is the parental figure, the father, but also wants to, his big thing is being able to control things, right? We're gonna.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
His big thing is.
Well, I always got from Reed. I always got from Reed in the comic book that his biggest fault was neglect because of his science.
Yeah.
The science was so distracting and so important, but he was so focused in one side.
He knows he needs to. He's stretched out as far as anybody could possibly be.
Yeah, I mean the powers are a reflection of their personalities.
So
for sure.
The actor that I think can portray that is.
I'm just not familiar with so many modern actors.
John Cho.
Okay, so Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
He's definitely has the demeanor.
He has the demeanor. He was in that movie a year and a half ago where he was the father and his daughter was missing.
Oh, okay.
So
I haven't seen anything dramatic from the guy.
Yeah. So he's a phenomenal actor. He's the right age. The other thing I want to see from the Fantastic Four is I want to see them be adults. I want them to be the adults of the MCU.
Well, I mean, except for Johnny.
Right.
Yeah.
Younger. Not
right.
Super young,
you want to see them though in their 30s.
Yeah.
The other.
Well, these guys. Most.
I mean, Sue probably like late 20s, but I don't know what you're saying.
So
Sue had a considerable age difference to Reed. I mean, Reed, I think was he was like late 30s when they were established, and Sue was supposed to be mid 20s or late 20s.
But it was also like early 60s.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know where you're going with this. Yeah. Okay.
So we're gonna go to Sue Storm next. Right?
All right.
So. And I get like there was that big age difference in the 60s. I think we're past that now, and it's and this was
we're past the Mad Men mentality.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you don't
an
need
actress
to
that I love
you.
that I want to see that I think even though she's gotten some accolades, is still underrated, and I want to see her get a pop in like a major franchise like this. And that's gonna be Naomi Watts.
Okay. Now Naomi Watts was in A Quiet Place.
No, that's it. So that's. What was her name?
What was she in? I know the name and I know I've seen things.
The Ring.
She was in The Ring. Okay, yeah. Right. Yeah, I knew it was a popular horror.
Yeah. No, the Quiet Place is, and I'm just terrible.
Well, anyway, okay.
But that's the one that everybody wants.
But she's
Emily
been in,
Blunt.
Emily Blunt. There we go. So Naomi Watts, I mean, she's been in even more than that. That's very popular.
Yeah.
Because I know the name.
Yeah. But
now Emily, wasn't she? She was in Sucker Punch. She was the blonde in Sucker Punch, wasn't she?
I don't think so.
Emily Blunt, she wasn't.
Joey Naomi Watts?
No, I mean Naomi Watts.
I don't think so.
Or was that Emily Blunt in Sucker Punch? Anyway,
wasn't that Brie Larson?
No.
She was in
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. No. Sucker Punch was one of these gals. It was either.
I don't think it was Naomi Watts. She would have been too old for that.
She would have been too old, so it was probably Emily. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
So this is my Invisible Woman.
I mean, I don't have a problem with the aesthetic for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now's where I'm going to start to really lose you.
Well, we had a prior discussion before, so I'm ready for it.
You know where I'm going. Okay.
Yeah.
So, adopted brother, Johnny Storm has to be somebody that kind of has a chip on his shoulder, really wants to prove things, going 1,000 miles an hour, but has swagger for days.
And so, adopted. You said adopted.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was looking for somebody in their 30s because these actors are in their 40s. So about 10 years younger, actually about 15 years younger, but just full of swagger. And I'm going Daveed Diggs from Hamilton.
I didn't see Hamilton.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but I was looking.
But was he a standout?
He is Hamilton.
He's Hamilton. Okay, there we go. That was a musical, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I saw his face, and I was like, that's Johnny Storm.
Okay.
And then I looked up a couple of his videos, and this dude, he just has charisma.
Yeah.
Like
He can play like that hothead,
Yeah.
like the impatient type.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like acts before he thinks.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have all of that. Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with it.
And again,
yeah.
you know, anytime you bring stage actors and on the big screen, I think generally good things happen.
Because they use their body a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Johnny, you know, I understand. I get it. I don't have a problem.
All right.
I mean, the thing is what we had a problem with, and that's just because I'm so familiar with the character.
All right. So for the Thing,
I mean, you got some social politics on the Thing.
I do, and
yeah.
So the Thing to me, the character is somebody who is trapped in a body that he knows isn't right, and he needs to change it.
Sure.
So to me, the way to explore that is to really put front and center transgender issues.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
who I would want to see as the Thing is Laverne Cox.
Now Laverne Cox has been in what?
Orange is the New Black. That's the biggest thing she was in.
Okay. Now I have seen episodes of that show.
Yeah. So
I just don't recognize her there. She looked a lot different in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Laverne Cox is a trans woman, and I think I would cast her as a trans woman playing Betty Grimm, formerly Ben Grimm, who's trapped in a body, and even though people are trying to say, hey, you know, and it would be a storyline within it.
Okay, so what you're saying is the transgender has already happened.
Yeah.
And then she becomes the Thing.
Yeah.
And now she's dealing with identity politics unlike anybody's ever known.
Right. So you have.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to understand that this is a kid here that's grown up 40 years loving a certain type of character, much in the same vein of Luke Skywalker. There's understanding that goes into it, but you know, whether or not I get a kick out of it or I kind of, you know, it's not really for me to accept, obviously, but moving forward, it's going to be something that it would be a sensitive thing for me, but done right if it makes sense. But again,
now,
boy, you know,
fortunately for you, I'm not employed by Disney. I'm not doing any casting, but that's just my fan casting. What I would do with it, and the reason I chose those actors, is
I think with Ben. Okay, this is the thing: the characters I identify with. You know, growing up overweight kid my whole life.
Right.
I identify with characters like Ben Grimm, totally. So I think what it is maybe it's more that if I relate to a character so much and you go so off of me relating to it, you know what I'm trying to say, then maybe it's something where it's like I have to see it before I can really. I mean, with Ben Grimm, it's kind of like one of those things where I identify so much with him that I really can't see any other type other than a male outcast being the Thing.
Do you think you could relate to somebody else who's not going through so much a weight issue and the stigma that comes along with that?
Yeah.
But another kind of stigma.
Well, now I think it's intriguing, like what I said, the fact that you're going to have somebody already go through what they went through and then be approached with this, where it's like now there is an agenda for this person. Now there isn't a side.
Yeah.
Now they have their whole side now, and they already have the the going from this to that. So I get how like you can be on one side, then be on another side, and now it's like you don't identify with either.
Yeah.
And I understand totally where you want to go with the character.
Yeah.
And if it was just a movie based on another totally new superhero character that was a transgender that became an outcast, I'm sure written well, you got a gem. You got a gold mine right there and for today's tastes and today's things. But
that's a really good point. That's actually a really good point. And this is something that we've talked about a lot over the last year or two. Is you have these established characters, right?
Yeah.
And then people either gender swap them, they race swap them.
Yeah, and one of the biggest arguments, even in comic book fandom, isn't so much that they're intolerant of them doing this, but why can't they come up with new characters?
And then the flip side is there's just no bandwidth for new characters.
Yeah,
you know? It's a tough. Like I totally understand.
It is.
I understand the perspective, but man, it's a tough call because if they try to and if Kevin Feige tried to create a whole new franchise, a new character just for a movie to explore trans issues, I think he would still get a ton of backlash on it, or it would be
Yeah, I think it's just something that where like people, maybe the argument is like maybe they want it established in its new, like I think maybe it's not so much changing characters, it's just relying on these certain sources for everything.
Yeah.
Where it's like Alita came out and that was kind of refreshing. But they kind of, I wanted more of that.
I wanted them to finish that freaking movie that time and not leave it on a stupid cliffhanger.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That ending really, that was horrible. But whenever something new that's the genre I like Ready Player One or Alita comes out, I get so excited for that. Like Dune, I'm so excited for Dune. It's like, oh, that's like your thing with WandaVision.
Yeah.
This is Dune. It's my god. It's like I don't even mind the whole HBO Max going to straight streaming if I can get that movie sooner. I realize Delano, he wants it on the big screen. I realize the epicness.
Yeah.
But again, I just want those movies so bad. So
yeah, and for you, you're not big on going to the movie.
I'm not. I've weaned out of that long before the thing happened.
Whereas I'm still.
But you are.
I have a really hard time watching movies at home.
Mm-hmm.
But I can go to a movie theater and watch.
Maybe it's the vices. But anyway, well, I'm a lot more comfortable at home now.
It's the lack of distraction. When I'm in a movie theater, I can lock in.
I get shaky like sometimes, even if I'm into the movie. I just don't like sitting that long and knowing I can't go anywhere else. Maybe I can move around here, whatever.
So anyway, so Fantastic Four. I did my fan casting. What do you want to see? What do you want out of that movie?
Out of the Fantastic Four, well, boy, you know what I mean? I don't think per se, I don't need an origin story.
No.
Personally.
We need the origin story to be like that.
I think origin stories with these superheroes, boy, it's like a Batman or a Spider-Man one. There's just some of these heroes where it's like you don't need to do it anymore.
We're so past
this might be unpopular to some people, but I know having an MCU, you're going to have him anyway. He's such a big deal in the universe. He's not even a Fantastic Four villain anymore. He is Doctor Doom. I don't want Doctor Doom in the first Fantastic Four movie.
No.
Just because he's already been there. I would love to see the Mole Man, actually.
A lot
of people would not want that. But again, going back, it's like I would want to see a genuine just introduction without an origin, but some kind of prep. Don't give us the big thing right away. So get us used to seeing the chemistry of the Fantastic Four on screen.
Bob Chipman, movie Bob, did How Do You Introduce a Fantastic Four?
Okay.
And he said, start with the Mole Man.
Oh yeah. Fans would know what I'm talking about. You can do something with that.
Right, correct me if I'm wrong. He was the first villain. Issue 1.
Yeah, issue 1. He was the very first. Yeah. I mean, he's always been kind of, a joke, but in a good way. I mean, he's a good villain, especially if you're gonna have. Now, if they go the route of 2 villains, I would maybe say the Mole Man and maybe the Puppet Master. Yeah. You're doing the Skrulls with Nick Fury. I like that. Don't give us Doom right away. You're not going to get into a nihilist. You're not going to get into...
Give us Doom and his own movie. That's one origin
I would
story.
love a series about Doom's origin.
Or a series.
That would be great.
Do the origin of Doom.
Yeah.
Because what's really cool about Doom is he's basically Doctor Strange and Iron Man in one.
Yeah, but I mean, he has Latveria. He has all of that he takes care of.
So he's
one of those.
Panther,
he's that character,
Iron Man, and Doctor Strange all rolled into
He's totally that character that like shits on the world but takes care of his people, loves his country, will do anything for his country, right?
I don't know what obviously we don't know what they're gonna do with Black Panther 2. But what I hope it's not a superhero movie at all. I hope it's a political movie between Wakanda, Atlantis, and Latveria. And a kind of a great game. So the great game refers to the battle for colonizing Africa.
Okay.
So I hope it's a great game movie of Latveria trying to, not so much Wakanda, right? But trying to colonize parts of Africa from Latveria.
Okay.
And Atlantis trying to fight back because of what happened with the snap. And Wakanda being in the middle of this. And more geopolitical... country leadership.
Going back to that snap part, that is one thing, that there were unknown societies existing on the earth like Atlantis. Like, I mean, you have the Inhumans too, but I don't think they're going forward with anything Inhumans because of how horrible the show did.
I heard one rumor that they might try to reboot the Inhumans.
But the thing about the Inhumans is the Inhumans and the Fantastic Four were great stories. And you want to talk political, that's your politics right there. So if somehow with the Fantastic Four they get into the Inhumans, that'd be good. But yeah, totally getting back to that snap. We don't know how many Atlanteans got snapped away.
Half of them. We do.
Right.
Half of them.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I guess so. Yeah. But again, it was off screen.
Right.
So yeah, we don't. Yeah.
But,
we don't know anything about Atlantis. So
how about this? Black Panther 2. T'Challa has died off screen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Star Wars style opening scroll. T'Challa has died. Shuri is fighting within Wakanda.
The vibranium gave him cancer.
Yeah, within Wakanda, there's a dispute over who the rightful heir is, and in the midst of this,
got another dispute over the heir and over who's going to run things.
Yeah, but now they have an outside force. And
okay, so is the one guy going to come back? The God, what's his name? The gorilla,
the big guy.
The
he'll definitely be in it. But amidst all this intrigue within Wakanda, Doom
is trying to, I think, or something. Anyway.
Doom. Well, I think you're mixing up the White Wolf.
The White Wolf with it. Anyway, okay, so Doom.
So now you have Wakanda trying to take advantage of that, or not Wakanda, Latveria and Doom trying to take advantage of Shuri and trying to take control of Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
And then Atlantis pops out, Namor, and it becomes this. And again, the theme I want to see is the Great Game. You know, the battle to colonize Africa amongst an Asiatic race, a European, and then
so you do want to go the route where Atlantis is a thing and it's established, and he comes from Atlantis.
Yeah.
Because his introduction in the Silver Age was he didn't know who he was. He got amnesia.
Yeah.
And then he
was looking for his kingdom, wasn't he?
Well, no, he didn't know who he was.
Oh.
And he was Fantastic Four issue 4. He had a beard and everything. And then they burned off the beard, and they're like, "Hey, you're Namor. You've been missing forever." And then he gets his memory back, and he goes back to Atlantis and everything. And I wonder if Akuma's going to be in this. Any Namor villains? Or Atuma? Is it Atuma? Atuma. Yeah. Not
and
Atuma,
in the cartoon, the Fantastic Four cartoon.
Which one?
The original from the 60s.
Okay, yeah.
When Namor was introduced, he was trying to find Atlantis.
Oh, I was saying, yeah, because there was a Namor cartoon too back then, the 60s.
Or maybe it was Namor.
Okay.
Yeah, I went through a phase where I watched.
I have those DVDs.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
All right, so, man, we've been talking for almost 2 hours now.
Yeah.
So much news coming out of Disney, Lucasfilm, Marvel. Disney.
I mean, the Nick Fury thing. Are you intrigued about the Skrull thing going forward?
I'm glad that they're making it a series, so they can kind of contain.
Now, is this going to turn into Secret Invasion, or going into like some kind of thing like where I said that like maybe that Captain America might even be an imposter?
I hope not.
And they have the real Captain America Frozen or something.
I hope not, because
There's some rumor going forward that they're okay with just recasting Iron Man.
So here's the thing: we were talking about recasting, you know, the Thing, or creating a whole new character for that to explore like transgender issues. Well, how can anybody create new characters when you won't let the old characters die?
I don't know.
You know, if they're gonna bring back Captain America, if they're gonna bring back Loki every 5 years, then you never have any room to introduce new characters.
Let's just do it like the actual comic books: 30 titles a month.
Yeah,
30 shows a month.
Well, we're all.
You know, but the thing is you hear on the comic book rumor that this time next year there's not going to be comics.
Probably not.
In the sense we know it. If they're outsourced and people have the money, then there will still be comic books of those characters. But going forward, Time Warner or Disney cares nothing about the comic and the print. They just want the characters. So is the future visual comics? Is the future turning this eventually
digital
into just series that keep going and going and going, and you just have new episodes weekly no matter what it is, maybe multiple shows weekly.
Yeah.
And it's just year long, man. And it's like, instead of comic books, you have visual comic book serials. And you know, back in the day in the movie theaters, they had the serials, and the kids went on Saturdays and they watched Lone Ranger or Batman or Zorro, and they just continued, and you never really knew when it was going to end. You just expected to see a new episode every week.
Right.
So maybe this could turn into something where, like, we turn into this society that just expects new Marvel throughout our whole life. And they're like, it did what? You know, we're in a nursing home finally. It's like, all right, Kevin Feige died. We can't do anymore. He died. We can't do it. We can't keep going.
Yeah.
I don't know. But hey, you know, I'm excited that I'm getting a lot of what I like, you know, going forward, because a lot of people have been crapping on anything kind of like, you know, going forward, the female-driven stuff, or if it's going to get too woke or whatever. But a lot of these shows coming out are kind of up my alley as far as the topic, the subjects,
yeah,
the characters.
I'm pretty excited. Like,
yeah, I mean, you know,
maybe.
I mean, like I said, Miss Marvel's for kids.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so if that's really out of all of these shows, that's the only character that isn't like a main character. Yeah. Well, a main character, an important character. Miss Marvel is still very new.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, that's for the kids. I really think that, you know, people our age, it's like you said, the show will add things going forward. You need to piece together things. There'll be some merit in it. But if you have a direct interest in the actual characters or whatever, I think what you were saying is, like, even if the character don't interest you, these shows are just going to intertwine. So even if you don't like the character, you're still probably going to like the show because of what it will offer going forward with something you do like.
Yeah.
The Nick Fury thing, I'm very interested in that because the Skrulls are sneaky, and I'm very into like what they're going to do about that with the Skrulls and how they were presented in Captain Marvel. I always knew that was a red herring.
Well,
they're shits.
A show that has Samuel Jackson and I'm terrible with names tonight.
That's all right.
The Skrull guy.
I forgot his actor. I forgot his name. I forgot
Anyways.
the actor's name and the character's name.
So anyway.
But you might get Super Skrull in it.
Yeah.
You know,
probably.
Well, Super Skrull used all the powers of the Fantastic Four, remember? He's
Yeah.
a pretty cool character, but you would need to establish the Fantastic Four before you did that.
That might be a way to establish, to introduce.
Exactly. Well,
because
here's the thing. Going forward with all this time stuff and all of this people coming out of quantum realms and shit like that, I was talking about, like, and people were talking about, like, how just bringing in the Fantastic Four as already established team that were gone.
Yeah.
On a cosmic mission, they got lost.
They took off in the 60s.
And not a lot of them, obviously, they don't remember them, a lot of the new heroes. But you have those, like, Nick Furies, and people are like, oh my God, the Fantastic Four.
I wouldn't even do that.
Okay.
They take off in the 60s, and then...
Before everybody was born. Yeah.
As astronauts, and then they never came
back.
like
Captain America.
But they never came back.
They all knew Cap. Yeah.
And then, kind of like Captain Marvel, they're off in space somewhere with their powers.
Yeah.
And they go off on one mission, and to them, they've only been gone for, a couple days.
They didn't age exactly.
They
exactly.
were only gone for a couple days.
That's what I want.
And then they come back, and you kind of get that Captain America.
And that's totally how you can get around the origin or anything without even needing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope they do that. I think maybe they will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll make the most sense.
Maybe make Mole Man terrorizing some alien planet.
Well, I mean, they can still come back and they can give us a little. I mean, because you can bring them back in another movie, and then in their movie you can have just a classic
film
film
established there. Yeah,
you can have them come back and go, oh my God, you're still around. You can have Mole Man start the movie just being like, oh, I thought you guys were dead.
Black Panther 2 with Dr. Doom in it, and the end credit scene is a ship landing in the U.S. and Reed Richards comes off. Is the first one off.
Yeah, sure. It's one of those movies. Yeah. I mean, they're doing King. They're doing King and Ant-Man. I wonder if they have any kind of how would they come out of where they're at in a Black Panther movie.
So I'm saying Black Panther because it's already that's the movie that had Dr. Doom.
Well, no, yeah, I get that, but it's got to revolve around something where they're already fiddling with some kind of thing, right?
So then they just land in Wakanda.
Yeah, okay. Now the Kang thing, I wonder if that's going to intertwine in the Secret Invasion, the Skrull War, because one of the stories in that is where Kang came back to kill Captain America or somebody because he was the cause of like everything where the future was going chaotic or whatever. And he's got one of those story arcs too with his wife, like like Mr. Freeze.
I know that Kang became an interesting character later on, like recently, but I went back and I've read like the first 40 Fantastic Four and the first 40 Avengers comics.
Yeah,
and Kang is dumb as ass.
Though I don't think they really knew what to do with a time travel character.
Is he Doctor Doom? You know, is he King Tut?
He's the conqueror of worlds. He's like Apocalypse.
Yeah,
I guess, but he's a time traveling conqueror.
I've never understood the fascination with Kang. I think he's stupid. I thought that
he's got really good potential. It's just he's got to be written
when
well,
we were kids and the Secret Wars. I thought that was the dumbest figure ever.
He was the peg warmer. He was the most boring aesthetic.
Yeah, he looks like he had this big giant purple helmet on his stupid purple face.
No, maybe it's the purple I liked about it. I don't know. I dig the time traveler character. Yeah. I do like that character.
And I'm not a big fan of time travel.
And you're not. So but I mean, if you can definitely use a character like that to be like a fucking orchestrator character.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely.
And at this point, until he proves me wrong, I will trust anything Kevin Feige does.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, 20. If he pulls this off, right? We talk about the MCU moving like 23 movies now. I think.
Is it 23, 24?
No, because if he pulls this off, now the 3 Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, it's the 2 Amazing Spider-Man movies. It could be the 2.
It's the Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie.
The Roger Corman Fantastic Four.
It's the Doctor Strange TV pilot from '79.
Everything becomes.
It's the Electric Company segments of Spider-Man.
Everything becomes fair game. Oh my god!
It's the Howard the Duck movies. Okay. Finally, that movie's going to be. Yeah.
All right, the 6 characters of the Sinister Six. Right, in the upcoming movie.
Yeah.
It could be Vulture. Scorpion, which was introduced in Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man. We didn't see him, but we saw the guy with the
Scorpion. And Shocker was in the first was in new one, right?
So Electro, Vulture. So Vulture, Scorpion.
And there were other incarnations. Now, also too, I believe that even though you have the original Sinister Six, like post like Kraven dying before he came, they all come back. But there was that time in the 90s where like you have like the Sinister Six, and I think Hobgoblin was in there, one of the Hobgoblins.
Everybody.
So what I'm saying is you don't have to necessarily bring back the Green Goblin.
No.
You can have Kingsley or Ned Leeds, or Ned Leeds is Spidey's friend. He's fat, but he lost a lot. What I'm saying here, it's been rumored now, he lost a lot of weight, that actor.
The 6th character.
Well.
The Abominable Snowman.
Oh.
From Three's Company.
Okay. And then it melts and it's Larry. Jack Twins, my house now.
Peter Porker defeats the Abominable Snowman by putting out the ice cream cones for him to sit on. Or the Wall. They bring in...
Why don't you just bring in the Rocket Racer and the Humbug?
Do you remember the Wall from Three's Company?
Oh, refresh my... God.
So it was a Spider-Man shorts of Electric Company, not Three's Company.
Of Electric Company. No, that's what I thought you meant.
And the Wall was... Oh my God. I am so bad with names today. It's not even funny. Black actor, older, great voice, has been in everything.
Roscoe.
No, he was in Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Oh, okay.
So Morgan Freeman was the Wall.
Yeah.
It was literally
one of his earlier jobs.
It was literally a brick wall with like his head sticking out.
But it's his voice. I gotta tell you, Spider-Man, I'm a wall, and I'm going to be a wall for quite some time.
And then, do you remember the Abominable Snowman?
I'll have to go on YouTube and rewatch
it. It was a guy in a Yeti costume.
I remember he would throw a net, like the net would fall to people, the web, and it would be comic panels.
The Japanese Spider-Man, they could bring him in.
Like I said, they could bring back the Hostess Twinkie Spider-Man that was on the back of all the comic books. Yeah. In the Spider-Book comic book, the Edge of the Spider-Verse, where they went to the Spider-Verses, they did that. They brought back the Electric Company Spider-Man, the Twinkie Spider-Man, every Spider-Man that was in any media, Amazing Friends Spider-Man. They brought them all back. It was very kooky.
Yeah.
So they might do that, but
just keep it short.
But I like the idea of getting back to Ned Leeds, and the actor that plays him lost weight. So I'm intrigued about him turning on his friend, that actor, and becoming the Hobgoblin. Because Ned Leeds was the second Hobgoblin?
I don't know.
No, I'm a big fan, but I want to say he was the first or the second. Ned Leeds goes back like issue one of the early Spider-Man. He was Spidey's friend.
Hobgoblin, there was a Secret Wars Hobgoblin figure, right?
Oh, yeah. It's my favorite. That was the best one. That was the best one.
Yeah.
But I'm very interested in, Hobgoblin's one of my favorites, and I'm interested in this actor losing weight and maybe becoming Hobgoblin. I think that would be very neat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you heard that? That he's lost a bunch of weight?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's something to do with that. But like I said, if they're going to do a Sinister Six, but they're not going to do the original Six lineup with like a Kraven and a Vulture, they could totally bring in a Hobgoblin. They can bring in even a Hydro Man. I know people don't like to hear that. There's Jack-o'-lantern. There's a lot of other villains they can introduce. They could. I mean, he's
Antonio Banderas as Tarantula.
Oh, jeez. Speaking of Antonio Banderas, I wonder if he's going to be in that female reboot Zorro, because he was Zorro in those last movies. I'm a fan of Zorro. I love Zorro. So anyway.
All right. So on that note, we're gonna go. It's been a couple hours. Just thanks for watching. It's been a lot of fun talking about this. Like, so excited about everything that's coming out. And
hopefully the end of the world don't come.
This Friday is the last episode of Mandalorian Season 2. So Chapter 16, we'll be reviewing that Friday night. And then we're just going to find something to do for the next month until WandaVision comes out. And that's when I'm going to lose my freaking mind.
Maybe we'll go back and watch the Roger Corman Fantastic Four and the Doctor Strange pilot.
We can do that.
I actually have the Roger Corman Fantastic Four. But it's on YouTube. Everybody's seen it, I think.
Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Jeff.
I'm Jason.
Get on the bandwagon.
Happy trails.